Alright guys, it's time for the Minecraft speedrun. Oh my goodness guys, they added a new Minecraft feature where you can fly. It's very rare. Don't ask questions about it.
These are some of the funniest fake Minecraft speedruns. This first speedrunner starts by immediately finding a shipwreck with blaze powder. He finds a village next where you can spot 2 iron golems, something that cannot be possible because of how small this village is. 1 iron golem spawns per every 10 or so villagers, and there's no way this village has over 20 villagers. He finds an ocean monument right next to the village, and notice these lanterns right here. He goes to where these lanterns are and finds the gold room right under them. But lanterns don't naturally spawn here. This is what this spot is supposed to look like. This tells us that the runner placed these lanterns here himself to remember where the gold was. And right next to this monument, he finds another, also with the artificial lanterns. Notice how he never saw a single guardian. Weird. He builds a portal and heads into the nether, where he attempts an advanced speedrunning technique where you use the pie chart in the F3 menu to determine what direction the nearest bastion is in. Typically, this technique is pretty complicated and requires some thinking, but the runner ignores all that and just spams keys randomly. He even goes into spectator mode by accident. Once he's done pretending to locate a bastion, he finds one, but he clearly already knew it was here, something that is further shown by this obviously man-made tunnel that brings him right into it. Next, he finds ender pearls in the bastion chest, which is not possible. The runner returns to the same village from before to collect beds, but notice how the golems don't attack him. This proves that they were spawned in, as naturally spawned golems turn aggressive when the beds of the villagers are broken. This is further shown when the golems don't fight back when they're being attacked. Okay, let's move on to the next run. This next runner starts by immediately heading to a village, where he finds skeleton horses. After looting this village, the runner heads to a second village right next to the first, but this second village is very obviously a village from the 1.8 version of the game, something that is shown by the gravel paths and the lack of farms. How this happened, I'm not sure, considering the first village the runner found was perfectly normal and from the newest version of the game, and the runner is playing on the newest version. The runner finds a very overpowered blacksmith with all of the obsidian he needs for a nether portal, but instead of heading into the nether, he just runs for a very long time in a random direction until he finds a desert temple. Inside the desert temple, the colors in the pattern on the ground are swapped. Here's an example of what they're supposed to look like. The runner steps on the pressure plate in the temple, but instead of it triggering TNT, it triggers a dropper in the wall that gives him blaze rods. The runner heads into the nether and walks straight to a strange ruined portal, with a ton of piglins for him to trade with and a chest full of ender pearls. Okay, this next run is weird. Just wait. The runner starts by looting a village, and things seem normal until they enter a desert temple and just very blatantly cut their recording, something that isn't entirely explained quite yet. They enter the nether and cut their recording once again, but this time they end up with blaze rods in their inventory that they didn't have before the cut. The runner eventually heads back to the overworld and just randomly ends up with ender pearls in their inventory, which allow them to find the stronghold. But here's where things start getting really weird. The runner finds a Pokeball, and inside of the Pokeball was apparently a Charizard, which the runner rides on top of in the end to fight the Ender Dragon. Basically a dragon versus dragon duel. Oh, and they spawn a bunch of other Pokemon too. This is easily the coolest way you could possibly finish your speedrun. This next runner spawns right in a Badlands biome, where he finds a chest with insane loot. He loots a village next, and then heads into the nether, where we can spot an extra portal, showing us that he has already entered the nether on this world. This is further shown by the many striders with saddles that are just sitting here in the lava, something that is not possible because there is only a 2.3% chance of a strider spawning with a saddle, and there's like, what, 5 here? Not counting the one just sitting on another one's head. The runner finds a bastion next that has ender pearls in its chests, and there are just no piglin brutes throughout the entire bastion. The runner gets all the items he needs and is ready to head back to the overworld, but notice how there's remnants here of a past portal. He builds a portal right in this spot, and once back in the overworld, is able to walk straight to the stronghold. Let's move on. This next runner turns right around immediately after spawning, and finds a village. How much more obvious could these get? The runner loots the village and ends up finding an iron golem that is conveniently located in a spot where it can't fight back. The runner rides a boat out into the middle of the ocean and hops out to swim down to a ruined portal, but obviously they can't use this portal to enter the nether. Oh, but it's fine. There's just a random trapdoor here that leads them right to a portal that is perfectly ready to use. While the runner is exploring a fortress, they find a gift from the blazes. Oh, okay. The runner eventually heads to the end, but something's not right. Oh. This next runner starts by looting a village, and things seem all cool until they pass an upside down cow. The runner heads right into the nether, and once they're in it, mines straight down and right into what seems to be a man-made cave, then follows a very specific path that leads them directly to a bastion. No pie chart required. Both chests that the speedrunner finds have an impossible amount of gold, and notice how the bastion already has a hole pre-built for the piglins to trade in. Here's when things start getting tricky. When the speedrunner mines down next to the piglin hole to collect the loot from trading, we can see that there was this one little block already mined out here that's not visible from above the piglin hole. After falling next to this one block and collecting all of the items from the piglins, the runner has an insane number of pearls and obsidian, an amount that wouldn't be possible from trading, even with this many piglins. The runner clearly placed this loot in the one little block before the run, so that they could sneak them into their inventory without any cuts. The rest of the run is pretty normal, so let's move on. This next runner spawns right next to a shipwreck, which is either really lucky or just really fake. As the runner heads to a nearby village, we can see random gunpowder and arrows on the ground, showing us that the runner played on this world already, as these are items that drop from killing mobs. The village's blacksmith has some very obviously fake loot. The runner finds a ruined portal next, where there are some random, strange sheep all around him. Not sure why he put those there. The runner finds a bastion that has insane loot, including a ton of diamonds, an enchanted diamond sword, and netherite. There's also conveniently a smithing table right next to the chest, just so that the runner can make a quick netherite sword. There's a blaze spawner in the middle of the bastion, so the runner can completely ignore finding a fortress. The runner trades for the pearls he needs and then runs to the nether in a random direction for like 3 minutes, until he finds a hole in the ground where a portal obviously was previously. The runner builds a portal in this exact spot, and once he's back in the overworld, he immediately digs straight down and ends up in the portal room, which, by the way, the portal is fully lit. This next runner starts by immediately finding a ruined portal, where he finds wildly unrealistic loot in the chest, and heads straight into the nether. Once he's in the nether, the runner runs right around this hill here, and right on the other side is a fortress. This proves that he had already located the fortress before the run, as it wouldn't have been possible to see the fortress from the portal. Of course, because this hill is blocking the view. There's this bridge linked to the fortress that is clearly man-made, as well as a second bridge later on that is even more obviously fake. The runner kills some blazes and gets the rods he needs, but what about pearls? Well, he just finds those in a chest, obviously. The runner heads back to the overworld and does something pretty interesting when he finds the stronghold. See, when he's throwing his eyes, one lands right in the ground, meaning that he's basically standing on top of the stronghold. But instead of mining down right there, he walks over to a different spot nearby and mines straight down and into the portal room, showing us that he knew exactly where it was all along. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed, and watch one of my other videos about fake Minecraft speedruns.